Hello again, welcome to another edition of the Real Ale Guide. We're doing a back-to-back My Brewery Tap video. Today we've done the Malison's Bitter, the one before this. Now we're going ahead with the Hawkshead Brewery, and it's their Lakeland Golden Ale. It's from Cumbria. I like the label on this beer. Not really one, I prefer to drink the beer, but I'm not really one for labels, but this is a nice label. I tell you what it reminds me of. What's that old British treacle? Was it Lion's Treacle or something? They had the same colours, the gold and the green. It's got that same look about it. I think you know what I'm on about. Yeah, Hawkshead Brewery from Cumbria. Beer from the heart of the lake. Love to. I've never visited the lakes there. I'd love to go there. It's 4.4% in the volume. Well, we'll go into everything else in a moment. But thanks to My Brewery Tap for sending this beer. As I said, it's a back-to-back My Brewery Tap beer review. We've just finished the Malison's Bitter. As I said, I like the look of this. I've had it for a while. Very strong cap there. Let's get into a glass. Get the aroma. So it's described as a golden ale, so what I'm expecting here, and it's exactly what I'm getting, it is a golden looking beer. I'm not sure if it's bottle conditioned, doesn't say on the front. I'll read it in a moment, but there's the beer. Lovely carbonation to it. I don't think it's overly carbonated. I think it's about the right amount for a beer. You don't want it too carbonated because it fills you up too much. And I like something which is naturally carbonated, which you can release the bubbles from your stomach better. You seem to be able to get a good old burp up and get rid of it. Anyway, let's get the aroma. It's a one finger head. Let's get the aroma. This is, you definitely get the citrus, a hint of citrus, but it's more of a malty drink. It's one of them beers which I describe as it's like a nice soft mellow kind of chilled out mood beer where well, that's just by the aroma, where you can just sit down, relax, hard day in work, gulp this back. It's that type of beer for me. It's keeping its head, carbonation's still there, slightly hazy. Cheers, let's get in. It's citrusy on the end. The last bit of the palate, or the end of the palate, is citrusy. What I got first is a kind of a slightly burnt caramel, hints of caramel, slightly burnt sugar, brown sugar. Sweet malt, plenty of sweet malt, but it's giving off a nice, it's in between for me, because everybody's taste is different. I'm giving you a kind of a guide to this beer. What I'm getting could be totally different from what you're getting, but I'm getting like a burnt sugar cross caramel, sweet malt drink, and it's very, very pleasant. It's a very, very pleasant beer. If I was to visit the lakes, the Lake District in the UK, which I have to do one day, I have to get up and have a look around. I can imagine myself sitting in a country pub enjoying a few of these. Sunny day, out in the beer garden, rainy day, stood at the bar, speaking to the locals. I could imagine myself drinking this beer. Because I'm one of these people. I'll have another sip first. I'll tell you a little story. When I go out drinking, some people, they phone a friend, right, we're going down the pub, let's go down the pub, let's have a drink. I sometimes do that, but what I love to do is go to a pub, buy a pint, stand at the bar and talk to the person next to me, or if he seems like an interesting guy, start a conversation, because I love meeting new people. I'm never, obviously, I'm as you could tell by the videos, I'm not scared to talk to people. I'm not scared to engage with people. And it's great to hear people's stories. Have a great beer. Speak to an old gent about an old story he's had, perhaps war, or perhaps something that's happened in the 60s or something. Just have a nice chat with somebody. Or they could be young. They could be on a building site. They could be, because I'm a carpenter by trade. Worked on a lot of building sites, so I can kind of just go into a pub and I kind of like to just stand and talk and engage with people. So I'd like to get up to the Lake District and do the same thing. It'd be great. This is a cracking beer. Love the lacing. As I said, when I get down to this area of the beer, I really like to give it a good wash round, just to make sure I haven't missed any of the aromas. Oh, it's fantastic. If you haven't tried that, I mean, you couldn't spin a pint of Carling around, you wouldn't get anything, or a Carlsberg. Please don't do that with a mass-produced beer. But if you have a craft beer, give it a good wash round. Get your nose in. Have a smell. It's wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Because your nose is slightly different to your taste in your mouth. And you're getting more of a, I think it's more of a strong sense of the beer in your nose. So I'm getting the same toffee, burnt sugar, more of the citrus in my nose. And then you can go in again with the taste. See now, also by doing that, I've got rid of some of the carbonation and the beer's smoother. The last bit of the beer is smoother, so you're having a different pint of beer in the feel. Time for a rating. The Hawkshead Lakeland Gold Cumbrian Ale, 4.4% ABV. It's a pretty good beer. I'm going to give it an 8. 8 out of 10. Quite good. Definitely see myself drinking this, as I said, in the lakes, in the Lake District. If you want to get in touch with Hawkshead Brewery, it's www.hawksheadbrewery.co.uk, telephone number 01539 822 644. Here's the description. Hawkshead Brewery's Lakeland Gold is a hoppy, fruity and bitter golden ale brewed with malted barley, a blend of English and American hops, yeast and soft Lakeland water. I think sometimes the water makes a difference with the beer too. I really do. It is brewed at Hawkshead Brewery's new brewery opened in 2006 beside the River Kent at Staveley in the English Lake District. Doesn't it sound lovely? It really sounds lovely. The brewery and the beer hall are open to the public. Have a visit. Check them out. As I said, I give this an 8 out of 10. Thanks for watching the Real Ale Guide. If you want to get in contact, you can Twitter me at www.twitter.com/realaletoday. Facebook, www.facebook.com/realalcraftbeer. And me. Email me, realalguide@googlemail.com. But most of all, I love your comments. Please always comment on YouTube first. It's where I first went with my beer. Although I go to Twitter and Facebook, everything else, I started off on YouTube. So please comment first on YouTube. Subscribe if you like. And cheers.